Hello and welcome. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Sports Buzz, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next half an hour. India under control as Raj Limbani takes 2 wickets in the semi-final against South Africa. India Colts are unbeaten in the tournament. As part of the workload management, Jasprit Bumrah likely to be rested for the 3rd test against England. Mohammad Siraj likely to make a comeback at Rajkot. And in Premier League, Phil Foden hits hat-trick as Man City fights back to beat Brentford 3-1. Alright, let's start with Under-19 Cricket World Cup semi-final match between India and South Africa. Raj Limbani got 2 wickets in the first 10 overs itself as India got off to a good start after captain Uday Saharan won the toss and chose to bowl first. As per the latest reports, South Africa were 147 for 3 after 37.1 overs. Oliver Whitehead is playing on 17 while Richard Celestwane is playing on 33. The boys in blue have not yet won every match that they have played in the tournament. They have blown their oppositions out of the park, winning 3 of the games by more than 200 runs. They are hence hot favourites to beat host South Africa and continue their hunt for a 6th title. Defending champions India have marched on to the semi-finals on the back of 5 consecutive wins in the tournament, with their exciting talent putting up a fine all-round show to ensure their dominance. 18-year-old Mushir Khan lit up the tournament with 2 centuries and a half-century. He has scored the highest number of runs. And before the tournament, India had demolished South Africa in 2 consecutive ODIs of the Tri-Nation Series. On the other hand, South Africa have only stumbled once in the tournament against England in the group stages. Now, India fast bowler Jasprit Bumrah is likely to be rested for the test at Rajkot, considering the workload he will have during IPL 2024 and then get up for the highly anticipated T20 World Cup 2024 later this year. The selectors and the team management are considering the star bowler rest for the 3rd test and have him back for the final 2 tests. Mohammad Siraj, who was rested for the 2nd test, is likely to rejoin the squad, while uncertainty over Ravindra Jadeja's availability continues after he suffered a hamstring injury in the 1st test. KL Rahul and Ravindra Jadeja, who were ruled out from the Vizag test, remain doubtful for the 3rd and 4th test as well. Alright, so India beat England in the 2nd test at Vizag to level the 5-match series 1-1, while India's coach Rahul Dravid feels they were under pressure heading into the 2nd test. Bumrah opens up on his inspiration to bowl Yorkers. Also, England captain Ben Stokes, who is a little unhappy with some of the umpiring decisions, says that his side will make a comeback in the 3rd test. Let's take a look at some of the highlights and comments from the either side.
After the remarkable comeback in the 2nd test against England, India's head coach Rahul Dravid in the post-match press conference admitted on Monday that India were short of runs in the 2nd test, as was the case in their loss in Hyderabad, and attributed it to the batting order being relatively inexperienced in test cricket. Dravid said, "I do feel that we did leave runs on the board here again. I think that's again maybe a function of the fact that we do have a lot of young batsmen coming through who are, I think, still figuring out test cricket a little bit. But you don't have a lot of time, to figure out test cricket." Dravid also spoke about keeper batter Ishan Kishan's continued absence from India's squad, stating that he was happy for the 25-year-old to return when he was ready. "There's a way back for anyone and everyone. It's not that we rule out anybody from anything. I just don't want to go on laboring about the Ishan Kishan point. I have tried to explain it as best as I can. The point was that, he requested a break. We were happy to give him the break and whenever he was ready. I didn't say he has to play domestic cricket. I said, whenever he is ready, he needs to play some cricket and come back, and the choice is his." England captain Ben Stokes on Monday felt his opening batter Zach Crawley was at the receiving end of a wrong DRS call for an LBW after going down against India in the 2nd test. Crawley was England's best batter in the game, scoring 76 and 73 in his 2 innings. Crawley was at just LBW in the second innings of Kuldeep Yadav delivery on the fourth day. On the sixth ball of the first over, Kuldeep got one to turn back in from middle stump. It seemed the ball was going down leg side, but DRS showed that it was hitting the leg stump. Indian pacer Jasprit Bumrah, who won the player of the match, said on Monday that Zahir Khan, Wasim Akram and Waqar Yunis has inspired him to bowl Yorkers when he was a youngster. Bumrah also said there is no competition between him and the legendary James Anderson, who picked up 5 wickets in the Vishakhapatnam test. Indian spinner Ravi Ashwin etched his name in the books of history after he became India's leading wicket-taker in test cricket against England. The veteran went past the legendary leg spinner Bhagwat Chandrasekhar, who picked up 95 wickets from 23 matches with 8 5-wicket hauls to his name. The off-spinner made the record on day 4 of India's second test against the Three Lions.
Now, Kane Williamson followed his century in the first innings with another as New Zealand led South Africa by 528 runs with 6 second innings wicket in hand at stumps on Tuesday on the third day of the first test. Williamson became only the 5th New Zealander after Glenn Turner, Jeff Howard, Andrew Jones and Peter Fulton to score centuries in each innings of a test match. He scored 118 in New Zealand's first innings of 511, his 30th test century, and added his 31st on Tuesday before being dismissed for 109 close to stumps. Williamson took 241 balls to reach a century on the first day, but only 125 balls to repeat the feat as New Zealand piled on runs after choosing not to enforce the follow-on. At stumps, New Zealand were 179 for 4 with Daryl Mitchell on 11 and Tom Blundell on 5. And talking about Australia versus West Indies ODI, fast bowler Javier Bartlett ran through the West Indies lineup with another impressive total of 4 for 21 as Australia swept the One Day International Series with another resounding 8-wicket victory on Tuesday. Australia won the first match by 8 wickets in Melbourne and the second by 83 runs in Sydney. Bartlett, who grabbed 4 wickets in his debut ODI at MCG in the series opener before the pace bowler was rested at Sydney, ripped through West Indies batting as the visitors were bowled out for 86, its 5th lowest total in the one-day internationals. Jake Fraser McGurk made a rapid 41 of just 18 deliveries as Australia sped up to 87 for 2 in just 6.5 overs, with the opening batter smacking 3 sixes and 5 fours. Josh Inglis was also in a hurry and made a brisk unbeaten 35 of 16 balls as fast bowler Matthew Ford gave away 40 runs off his 2 overs, with Fraser McGurk and Inglis both showing plenty of aggression. Australia's 12th successive win came in its landmark 1000th ODI as it became only the second country after India to play that many ODIs. Now, Mitchell Marsh looks set to lead Australia in this year's 2020 World Cup after being named captain of a full-strength squad for a 3-match series in New Zealand this month. Aaron Finch, who led Australia to their first T20 World Cup triumph in 2021, retired as captain in the shortest format a year ago. Test and one-day skipper Pat Cummins is one of the big-name players returning to the squad after being rested for the upcoming home series against the West Indies. But Mitchell Marsh will retain the captaincy for the matches in Auckland and Wellington. First-choice batsmen Travis Head and Steve Smith and left-arm paceman Mitchell Starc return along with Cummins in the 15-man squad for the series, which begins at Wellington Stadium on February 21st before 2 matches at Auckland's Eden Park. Moving on to our next story now, India's Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Singh Thakur inaugurated the BIMSTEC Aquatic Championship 2024 in New Delhi today. BIMSTEC stands for Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. India is hosting the championship from 5th to 10th February as an initiative to promote and strengthen regional unity and cooperation. The India's Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports hoped that the BIMSTEC Aquatic Championship will play a catalytic role in making the region a sports powerhouse, and it will lead to creation of a culture of games and sports. Nepal's Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Dig Bahadur Limbu, and other dignitaries were also present on the occasion. Nearly 400 sportspersons and officials from 7 member countries, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Thailand are taking part in the event. The Bay of Bengal region is home to the largest young population in the world.
Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji proposed the establishment of a unique and exciting initiative, BIMSTEC Aquatic Championship, and he wanted it to be around the water sports, something to do with the youth of these countries. And I'm glad we all have gathered here for the first BIMSTEC Aquatics Championship. India is hosting it. It is my proud privilege to host you all. My dear friends, on this note, I would like to declare the BIMSTEC Aquatics Championship 2024 open. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
And the participants of the BIMSTEC Aquatic Championship were seen very enthusiastic and excited. Let's listen in what they're saying.
We've been preparing for this for quite a while now. We've been excited because this is the first time this event is being held, and yeah, we're looking pretty forward to it. It's pretty good, actually. The Indians have been very hospitable. We are welcomed really nice, and so far we're loving it.
It's a very exciting and fun meet that we've been looking forward to because there's many countries and it's new exposure. This pool is one of the best pools in India. It has like an amazing facility. It has an indoor pool inside there and a diving pool as well.
This is a good opportunity, this competition to Indian team, and well prepared water polo teams, girls and boys. So we are doing my best, all team best. Camp, 10 days camp, coaches, 20 days, sorry. Coaches will prepare.
All right, we'll slip into a very short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India Sports Buzz. Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez sidelined for 8 weeks with a knee injury. And Red Bull probes complaint against F1 team boss Christian Horner.
In a world that never stops, where information shapes our reality, one app stands out, helps you stay ahead of time. Introducing the DD India app, your gateway to a world of news right at your fingertips. Your most trusted source of news goes global, goes digital. Explore a world of options, top stories, live updates, in-depth analysis, and more. Stay informed wherever you are. Real-time alerts keep you ahead of the curve always. The DD India app, connecting you to the world one story at a time. Download now and explore the world of knowledge, insights, and authentic information.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. The organisers of the exhibition match between the Hong Kong team and MLS club Inter Miami withdrew their application for government funds on Monday after Lionel Messi missed the match. Speaking at a press conference, Tatler Asia CEO Michel Lamouniere said that the application for $16 million Hong Kong dollars we're talking about in government funding had been withdrawn after both Argentina's Messi and Luis Suarez of Uruguay failed to take to the pitch in Sunday's match, much to the disappointment of fans in the stadium. Around 40,000 people had flocked to Hong Kong Stadium for Saturday's training session alone, chanting Messi, Messi and holding aloft copies of his number 10 jersey as he and club owner David Beckham interacted with the local children.
Tatler Asia deeply regret the disappointing ending to what was an exciting occasion and has decided to officially withdraw its application for the M-Mark event status and 16 million Hong Kong dollars grant.
And Messi and his Inter Miami teammates arrived in Tokyo, Japan on Monday for the next leg of the Tour of Asia and will play Vissel Kobe on Wednesday. Speaking to media for the first time since the team and their co-owner David Beckham were booed off the field, Messi said on Tuesday it was unfortunate that he was unable to play, citing swelling in his adductor muscle.
It was some bad luck that I could not play on the day of the match in Hong Kong. In the first match in Saudi Arabia, I felt some pain in my abductor muscle and that's why I left that match. In the second match, I played several minutes so that I could test how I felt. Because I had an MRI and it showed a swelling in the abductor. It was not an injury, that's why I tried and tested it out.
Now Jordan will script a slice of history when it faces South Korea in the Asian Cup semi-final in Al Rayyan city of Qatar. South Korea is expected to beat a Jordan side, which is the lowest ranked team left in the tournament. But Jordan held South Korea 2-2 in the group phase. Jürgen Klinsmann's side needed a penalty shootout to beat Saudi Arabia before forcing extra time against Australia in the quarterfinals. It played 120 minutes on both the occasions compared to a well-rested Jordan. Jordan reached the semi-finals with wins over Iraq and debutants Tajikistan in normal time. While Jordan are playing in their first semi-final, South Korea are looking to advance and end a 64-year trophy drought in the Asian Cup.
Obviously, we are now so far, we want to go further. We are hungry. We are hungry. We are fit. We are looking forward to that match. It will be very difficult again, but we want to be here all the way to the final, and that's why, the mood is very, very positive. Spirit is very high, but we expect a very difficult game.
Now in Premier League, Phil Foden scored a brilliantly composed hat-trick as Manchester City turned on the style to earn a 3-1 comeback win at battling Brentford. They are within 2 points of Premier League leaders Liverpool with a game in hand. Despite almost constant City pressure, Brentford led with a Neil Maupay goal after 21 minutes, only for Foden to level just before half-time. Then add 2 more excellent goals as the visitors took control with another classy display of possession and probing. Liverpool leads the table on 51 points from 23 games, but City are up to 49 from 22 and Arsenal on 49 from 23. Remarkably, Brentford did the double over City last season, beating them 1-0 in London in the last game in May, when the title was already secure, having won 2-1 at the Etihad in November. Now, Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez will be sidelined for 8 weeks with a knee injury sustained in Sunday's 3-0 home win over West Ham United. The Argentina international left the field in the 71st minute after suffering the problem when West Ham fullback Vladimir Koufal fell on his knee after a challenge. Martinez was missing for nearly 4 months earlier this season as he had surgery to fix a recurring foot problem first suffered against Sevilla in April. He returned in January. United are in 6th spot, 8 points behind 4th place Aston Villa, who they visit on Sunday. And the 2026 World Cup final will be held in the US state of New Jersey, just outside of New York City. Football International Governing Body FIFA announced on Sunday the match will be played at MetLife Stadium to cap a tournament set in cities across the US, Canada and Mexico. Fans and officials in New York and New Jersey welcomed the news, with the event expected to bring in over $2 billion for the region. DD India's Sally Patterson reports.
On July 19th, 2026, MetLife Stadium will swap American football for British football. The stadium has capacity to hold more than 82,000 excited football fans who will pour in from around the world to witness one of the biggest sporting events of the year. Now, local officials say World Cup matches played here, including the final, are expected to bring in over 1 million visitors to the region. Now, MetLife Stadium is technically in the US state of New Jersey, but it's only around 10 miles or 16 kilometers from Manhattan. And for the football tournament, it will be known as New York, New Jersey Stadium to comply with FIFA's sponsorship policies. The news was welcomed by officials here. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, that he was thrilled his state had been chosen to host the event as a lifelong soccer fan himself. We've also heard from New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who called it a generation-defining moment for both states. In a statement, he said it will create lifetime memories for fans, provide new opportunities for our communities, and infuse billions into the economy. The final will close a 104-game tournament spread across 3 different nations for the first time. And in another first, the World Cup will expand to include 48 teams. That's up from 32 held for the past 7 tournaments. Sally Patterson in New York, reporting for DD India.
Now, Formula One racing team Red Bull on Monday said they are investigating a complaint against their Formula One team boss Christian Horner, but the Austrian company did not give any details about the allegations. A newspaper reported that 50-year-old Horner had been accused of inappropriate behavior by a female colleague who complained to the team's parent company. There was no comment from the team, but Horner, who is married to former Spice Girls singer Gary Halliwell, told a Dutch newspaper that he completely denied the allegations. The Briton presided over the most dominant season in Formula One history last year, with Max Verstappen taking his 3rd title in a row and the team winning 21 of 22 races. Now, the Pro Kabaddi League has increased the popularity of Kabaddi immensely. PKL Technical Director E. Prasar Rao says Kabaddi is our own sport and that's why it appeals to all age groups. In an exclusive interaction with DD India's Suchitra Bhardwaj, he hailed the Khelo India and Fit India campaigns.
The sport of Kabaddi has gained huge popularity in India and a lot of the credit goes to Pro Kabaddi League, and we have with us E. Prasad Rao, who is also known as Kabaddi Rao, who is the technical director of Pro Kabaddi League. Sir, many congratulations. The Pro Kabaddi League has been a huge success. Season 10 is going on, and when the league started, what were your expectations and how proud you feel when you look at the success of this league?
Truly speaking, though we expected Kabaddi will be popular in the league, but we never expected the way what we are doing. 10th season, even I am also, I am very thrilled. I am very proud that Pro Kabaddi League is running 10th season. And we are able to do it every year we are developing the sport. Every year we are bringing something new. We are making modernizing. We are making scientific. We are making more presentable.
If we look at the television numbers of Pro Kabaddi League, they are huge. After Indian Premier League, Pro Kabaddi League is the biggest league in India. What are the reasons you see for the popularity of Pro Kabaddi League on television?
Like cricket, in every Indian thinks this is their sport. It is a mother sport. It is born, brought up. A baby se kabaddi hamara hi hai. So that attitude, that feeling for the game has given big. And at the same time, this sport is came from village level, like Nukkad cricket. Our Kabaddi is played by everyone.
And the Kabaddi players are household names now. They are really popular. Pro Kabaddi League has done a huge favor to them. If we look at the Khelo India Youth Games, the young players who are participating for the first time in those games, playing in Pro Kabaddi League is one of their priorities. So how do you look at that?
Plenty of competitions now started by Government of India also. That is Khelo India. In different levels, youth, Khelo India, university, Khelo India, under 17, under 19, SGFI games, many sport. So everybody, you ask any school boy who is playing Kabaddi, what is your aim? He says Pro Kabaddi. He will not say Kabaddi, he will say Pro Kabaddi.
And now we can see a huge change in the way people look at sports. You know, the parents, they are encouraging their kids. The sporting culture is developing in the country. Even the Prime Minister is also saying that it's really important to stay fit. Every person should play at least one sport. So, you know, being related to a particular sport, how do you feel at this change in the sporting culture in India?
I'll tell you one thing. You are right. The Prime Minister rightly says we should make India as a sporting country. If you want to make everyone fit, you have to supply all infrastructure, equipment. In Kabaddi, nothing is required. You just need a simple one center line. If you have a mid line, you can divide it and play. So Kabaddi is that's so economical, that has given a life. That is why it is a rural sport. That is why it is every village plays Kabaddi. So if you want to make India fit, make everybody to play Kabaddi.
Thank you so much for talking to us. So E. Prasad Rao, he feels that Kabaddi is an economical sport, and if we want to make India fit, everyone should play Kabaddi because it's very economical to play. With camera person Mahesh Sharma, this is Suchitra for DD India in New Delhi.
All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Buzz. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Sports Buzz.
In a world